Ahoy there! I'm Panderbander. In the recent PTS update, a lot of unpopular changes have been put forward that, to put it lightly, have really roughed up some folks' fur. And that sentiment has even shown up in the comments on my own channel, with some claiming that Werewolf in particular has seen a DPS loss in PvE of around 40%, which is a phenomenal claim. So, since theory crafting and testing are what really get me going in the morning, I decided to put my paws through the paces and see what the reality of the situation is. To start, the origins of this whole debacle. On the ESO PTS forums, we see the following changes have been made to light and heavy attacks and to damage over time effects. So light and heavy attacks now deal a flat amount of damage rather than scaling with your highest offensive stats, with medium attacks scaling between their light and fully charged counterparts. Resources restored from fully charged heavy attacks have been adjusted to grant approximately 1,350 resources based on the total cast time, and almost all damage over time effects have been adjusted to deal 2 times the amount of a normal spammable over a duration of 20 seconds. This was reflected specifically for Werewolves in a change to the Infectious Claws ability, where the ability lasts 20 seconds, but deals about 17% less damage per tick, with some small changes to the morphs themselves. This is a straight nerf to damage from this ability, but somewhat evens out in the ease of keeping the ability up. Now, to be clear, the change to light and heavy attacks to deal a flat amount of damage regardless of your offensive stats is a nerf. You will see a damage loss because of it. There's no way around that. But in practice, just how big of a difference is that? Well, in my testing, not 40%. I am primarily a PvPer and not great at parsing, but in my own tests, I lost about 55 to 60% of my light attack damage between live and the PTS. Now this sounds terrible, but when you consider that I was parsing a max of just over 10,000 DPS off light attacks, which is not great, I know, I'm not a great parser, that's a loss of around 5,500 to 6,000 DPS off light attacks alone. Other, better parsers than I had similar results, though more pronounced. My friend Quintus here lost approximately 11,000 DPS in his light attacks, which is about a 65% loss on his light attack damage. Quintus, by the way, runs another very good channel with lots of ESO Werewolf related content. Follow the link in the card in the upper right corner to check his stuff out. So, where does that leave Werewolves? Honestly, it's hard to say. Overall, the changes to light and heavy attacks aren't the doom and gloom numbers of a 40% DPS loss, but Werewolf has been lagging far behind every other playstyle in PvE for a long time now, and this loss does hit Werewolf disproportionately hard compared to base classes, considering that on live right now, light attacks account for a larger percentage of our damage than it does for others. So what would I like to see? Well, if these changes are going to stick, and let's face it, they likely will, I'd like to see a modifier given to Werewolves specifically to boost their light and heavy attack damage to more accurately reflect the realities of DPSing as a werewolf. We don't have a lot of dots or a second bar to rely on, or even arena sets to make up for the lost damage from light and heavy attacks, while our light and heavy attacks were hitting harder than base classes on the live server. That small concession could make up for the extra ground that we lost compared to others. But is it the end of the world for Werewolves? Well, not at all, at least not how it's been described. So let me know what you think. Would this change be a good way to keep Werewolf damage at least consistent with other classes, or is there a better way in this new system Zoss seems insistent on implementing? And as always, if you like this content and want to see more of it, be sure to hit that like and subscribe button.